A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Varun Narayan Mishra, and today I am going to discuss about the types of data models with special emphasis on relational database management system, which we call it in short RDBMS. So today's topic is very important for database management system. We will discuss different types of data models and what are the characteristics and properties of different data models. So before starting, first I would like to start with the data models. What are the data models and how you can have the applicability of data models? So data models are the way in which information is subdivided, and it may be managed within a database that is referred to as the data model that is used by the DBMS, that is database management system. So how we are managing the information and how we are uh, managing different kinds of databases is known as data models. So data models helps us to manage the information, helps us to manage the database. That information, that data models will be used for the database management system. Each database management system is based on a particular data model, and the data models can be classified into three major groups. First kind of data model is known as object based logical models, record based logical models, or physical models. So we will discuss one by one different types of data models. So this is the old classification scheme of data models. And starting off the development of database management system, these are the categorization, these are the classification data models. It is known as high level or conceptual data models, low level or physical data models, or representational data model. This is the old categorization of the data models. Recently we are having different types of data models. First one is object based logical models. These data models are used to describe the data at the logical and the view levels. Okay, so the object based logical data models having different subcategories, having some different classes, like entity relationship model, which we call it as ER model, object oriented model OOD, and semantic model, and the functional model. So the object based logical model are used basically to describe the data at logical level, and it is also having different components, it is also having different types: entity relationship model, object oriented model, then a semantic model, or the functional model. Now in case of entity relationship model or entity model, model, we first need to define what is entity, what is attribute, and what is the relationship. So entity is basically an object or a thing, such as a person, a place, about which an organization keeps information. Okay, entity may be any real world object. Entity may be anything that about that we are going to organize that information. Any two objects or things are distinguishable. For an example, student is an entity. So if we are having different students, so each student having different name, each student having different date of birth, different characteristics. So individual student may be considered as the entity. Entity means an individual object or any real world object, anything. It may be some living person, it may be some places, it may be some other objects. Attribute means the description of the properties of an entity, that is known as attributes, or you call it as a the characteristics and properties of any object is known as attributes. For an example, if student is an entity, then the name, sex, date of birth, and other properties of that student is known as attribute. And relationship means how different entities are associated with each other. What is the association among the entities is known as the relationship. Relationship defines the way how different entities are associated with each other. What kind of association among different entities is known as relationship. So the data model that contains a set of entities and a set of relationship among those entities are called as ER model. ER model means it is consisting a set of entities, it is consisting a group of entities and different sets of relationship. The set of all the entities of the same type is called as the entity set, whereas the set of all the relationship of the same type are known as relationship set. So in ER model or entity relationship model, we are having two important terms, entity set and relationship set. Entity set defines the entire entities, or relationship set defines the entire or a set of all the relationship of the same type in that model. This is the example of entity relationship model. You can have different information, you can have different entities, social security, customer name, the customer city, the customer street, account number, and balance. Okay, so the entire entities, different kinds of entities are related with each other. There is a relationship between different entities like the customer city, customer name, the account number, the address of the customer. These are different entities, and how these entities are associated with each other. What are the relationships between different entities are an example of entity relationship model. Now, second type of model is the semantic data model. The semantic data models are based on the semantic networks. These are considered as the interdependencies among the entities that can be expressed in this data model. Okay, how different entities are interdependent with each other. What is the interdependencies among different entities is known as the semantic networks, and the model which is used to represent these kind of semantic networks, these kind of semantic relationships are known as semantic data model. So for an example here, mammal is a group of the animal. It may contain different animals like cat, dog, horse, elephant, and also dog may be of different types. It may be German Shepherd, it may be Labrador, it may be other kinds of dogs. So these are the way, this is the way how different entities are related with each other. Like German Shepherd is a kind of entity, but it is related to the dog. Dog is a kind of entity, but it is related to a larger group, that is mammal. Mammal is a larger group of the animals. It may have different kinds of animals, cat, dog, horse, and different kinds of dogs like German Shepherd or Labrador is a kind of entities, and these entities are interdependent with each other with different kinds of dog, which is a part of the mammal. So this is the way how we can define different data models, how we can define different types of semantic network using the semantic data model. Functional data model. So in this model, the objects are the, or you can say the properties of the objects and their relationships are viewed and displayed uniformly and are defined as the function. It is represented through a hierarchy of the DFDs, that is known as data flow diagrams. The DFD is a graphical representation of a system that shows the inputs to the system and the processing upon the inputs, the outputs of the system, as well as the internal data structure. The functional data models can be represented, can be displayed, can be visualized through a hierarchy of the data flow diagrams. The data flow diagrams are considered as the graphical representation of a system that will help to show the inputs to the system and the processing upon the inputs. The outputs of the system as well as the internal data stores are used as a functional data model. Record-based logical models. This model is used to describe the data at the logical and the view levels. The database is structured in fixed format records of different types. Each record type has a fixed number of fields, and each field is of fixed length. The following are the three important record-based logical models: relational model, network model, and the hierarchical model. These are the kind of models that is based on the records, that are based on some fixed formats of the records of different types. And each record type has a fixed number of fields, and each field is of fixed length. So these are the important record-based logical models: relational model, network model, and the hierarchical model. So today we will start with the relational data model. This is the example how record-based logical models works. You can see this is a table showing different records like code, name, age, semester of different students. Each student having unique code. then age is written here, and the semester in which student is studying. So this is the example of the record-based logical models, how different data sets, how different information are stored in a form of records. So today we will start with one of the important record-based data model, which is known as relational model or relational data model. So the relational model was developed by E.F. Code in 1970, and it may be considered ingenious but impractical in 1970. It's conceptually very simple, and the computers lacked power to implement the relational model. And today, microcomputers can run sophisticated relational database softwares, and it is known as the Relational Database Management System, or RDBMS. RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. The relational database management system works for both data and their relationship, and these are represented by the means of the table, which is known as the relational model. In relational model, we represent the data and their relationship in the form of tables, and the relation is a only data structure that is used in this model to represent both entities and their interrelationship. A relationship is a two-dimensional table with a unique name. So each row of a table is called a tuple, and each column of a table is called an attribute. Okay. So in relational model, the entire data is stored in the form of table. That table will have some rows and columns. The rows of a table is known as tuple, whereas the columns of a table is known as attributes. And the set of all the possible values in the attribute is called the domain of the attribute. So table is generally defined as a matrix consisting of a series of rows and columns. It is related to each other through sharing a common entity characteristics. The relational diagram is the representation of different relational databases, entities, attributes within those entities, and relationships between these entities. A relational table is used to store a collection of related entities, like it is a resemble of a file. The entire data sets are stored as a form of relational table. That relational table is the collection of all the entities which is related to each other. The relational table is purely logical structure. How data are physically stored in the database is of no concern to the user or the designer. This property became the source of a real database revolution. So this is an example of relational table, or the example how we are storing data sets in the form of relational database management system. So relation means it's a two-dimensional table having the following structure. The entire relational table are having this kind of structure. Here you see the number of rows are considered as the tuples, and the number of columns are considered as the attributes. Here three columns, the number, course name, and units, these are considered as the attributes, whereas the rows like CIS 15, CIS 17, CIS 19, CIS 51, these are the number of rows, and these are known as tuples. So attributes and tuples are the important component of any relational table or any two-dimensional table that represent the entire data set, that represent the relational database management system. So the relational model, this is an example of a tabular data in the relational model. It is having the data set having some name of the customers, then their account number. So they are having total five columns. So these are the attributes: name, SSN, street, city, and account number. These are the attributes. And whereas the rows of the Johnson, Smith, Johnson, Jones, and Smith, these are the tuples. Okay, so this is the example of the tabular representation of the data in the relational model. Okay, it also provides a logical human level view of the data and associations among the group of the data sets that is table, that is having customer ID, the customer account, and agent ID. So each customer ID may have different table that will have the last name and first name of the customer, the phone number, and account balance. Whereas agent ID may also have different information. Agent ID may also have different table that will also include the last name and the first name of different agents and their phone number. So this kind of relational database table or relational table provides a logical human level view of the data and associations among the group of the data sets. It can also be used to represent the association among the different tables. You can have different information in different tables. So how different tables are associated with each other can also be done by the relational database management system. These are the advantages of relational database management system. It's a structural independence. It's a separation of the database design and physical data storage. It's a easy database design implementation management and is very easy. It can be changed in the relational data structure and do not affect the database data access. Then it's based on ad hoc query. It is having the capability with structured query language, and structured query language is used to translate the user queries to the codes that is having user interface, a set of tables that is stored in the database and the SQL engine. RDBMS is a powerful database management system. It may be used to improve the conceptual simplicity by concentrating on the logical view. Disadvantages of relational database management system are there. It's a substantial hardware and software are overhead. It's a more complex system. Poor designing and implementation is made easy. It may be ease of use allow the careless use of RDBMS. Many problems of the island of the information. So these are some of the advantages of relational database management system. So now we are going to see the operations on relational database management system, different types of operations on the relational tables, how we can apply different operations on different types of data models or different types of relational table. So these are few of the operations that can be applied on the relational table, or you can say maybe applied on the relational data models. We may use insert for unary. It's a unary operation. We can also apply delete operation, that is unary operation, update operation, select operation. Then project is a unary operation, join is a binary operation, union is also having binary operation type of property, intersection is a binary operation, and difference is a binary operation. Unary operation means it is required only one table, and binary operation means it is based on the use of two different tables. So when we are using two different tables, then it is known as binary operations. When we are using only single table and apply some operations, then it is known as unary operation. So I am going to start with the insert operation. Insert operation is a unary operation. It is having some table, so you can add or you can insert some new data in the existing table. For an example, here the table is showing the number of the courses, the course name, and the unit. And if you want to add some new course in the existing table, then we need to apply the insert operation. Insert operation helps us to add some new row, or it helps us to add some new data in the existing table or in existing database. It can be done using the insert operation. Delete operation means if you want to delete something from the existing table, then we need to apply the delete operation. Delete operation deletes a particular or specific data from the existing table. So insert and delete operations are used to add something or to delete something from the existing relational table or from the existing data set. Both are unary operation. Update operation, you can sometimes you need to update the existing information. You need to update some data set which is old. So in the table you see these are the name of the courses, and the course number CIS 51, that is networking. Its unit number of units are was 5, but now we are going to update the number of units for this sub course name. So we need to apply update operation, and by updating we can add the new value. We can add updated information in the existing table. Now the course name networking is having number of units 6, which was earlier 5, which was earlier was 5, but now it's 6. So we are using update operation for updating the existing database or existing table. Select operation. Select operation is used to select a specific row or a specific column in your table. If you want to select a specific row in your table, then we need to apply the select operation. So here it is a table showing different number of courses and the units. If you want to only select a specific course from the existing table, so we need to apply the select operation. So here we have selected three courses: CIS 15, CIS 17, and CIS 51. So after applying the select operation, it will only show the selected rows in the output as a result. So select is also a unary operation. Update is also a unary operation. Project operation. The project operation creates a relation in which tuple has fewer attributes. So for an example, it's a table showing the number of courses. There are total 5 tuples, 5 rows, and after applying the project operation, it will just show you the fewer attributes. Means we can reduce the number of attributes by applying the project operation. So as the output, the new table will only have the number of the course and the unit of that course, and the course name is removed. Course name is deleted from the existing table that is based on the project operation. Now join operation is binary operation. For joining, we need to have two tables. We can join two tables, like here we are having two tables. One table is showing the number of courses, and another table is showing the name of the professor who are teaching that course. So two different tables having two different types of information, two different types of data sets, and after applying the join operation, the new table will get the information from both the tables. Now the resultant table, the output table, will have a new column, will have a new attribute as a professor, and these are the name of the professors who are teaching or who are engaged in the teaching of a specific course. Initially it was having two in the two tables, but now when we join use the join operation, it will be integrated, it will be joined with each other, and the output will be as a new table that will have a new column, the new attribute as a professor from the existing table. So this is the binary operation because it works on both. It works on two tables, two or more tables. Union operation is also used to combine two tables. So these are the input tables. These are the two different tables. One table is having roster, second table is having roster value for CIS 15 and CIS 52. And when we apply the union operation, the output will have the new table that will have the name of the uh, roster of CIS 15 and the CIS 52. So the union operation works on joining or works on combining two different tables. The output will have the unified information from both the tables, that is CIS 15 and CIS 52. So this is also a binary operation. And now moving to the next slide. Intersection operation is used to intersect between two tables. If you want to just select specific information, so we need to apply the intersection operation. Intersection operation is a binary operation. It works on two different tables. Like here you see these are the two tables having CIS 15 and CIS 52, and when we apply the intersection operation selects the common values, common data sets in both the tables, and the output will have only the data which is common in both the tables, which was common in both the tables of the input data. So intersection operation is used to select the common values, need to is used to select the common data sets in both the tables, and the output will be a table which is having the common value of from the both the input tables, that is CIS 15 and CIS 52. It is intersection operation. Difference operation. Difference operation helps to see what the data is not in both the tables. It is used to identify the data which is not present in another table. It just represent it just show the data which is not present in both the tables. So here you see the data which is related to the first name N and the TADE. This was not in the second table, it was only in the first table, whereas both other names John and George are in both the tables, but N and Ted, these two names are not in the second table, it's only in the first table. So by applying the difference operation, it will show you the data which is not in both the tables. It will show you only the difference of both the tables, and having the table which is having the data sets which is not present in the both the tables. So this is the difference operation. It's also a binary operation because it works on both tables, or it works on two or more tables. So these are some of the operations which can be applied on the relational table, which can be applied on any kind of relational database for getting some output as per the requirement. It may be of two types, that is unary operation and binary operation. For unary operation, we need to have two tables. For unary operation, we need to have one table, and for binary operation, we need to have only two tables. So thank you very much for today's class. Today we have discussed different types of data models, and with special emphasis on the relational database management system. We have seen what are the different operations that can be applied on the relational table, and how these are important operations for acquiring some useful information, acquiring from useful data from the existing table. So thank you very much. And in the next class, we will discuss some new topic. We will discuss some new lecture related to the relational database management system. Thank you very much.